Imagine yourself in the middle of a forest, and you could find yourself lost. If you get lost and stuck in the forest and want to get out, there are 3 steps you need to do. The first step you need to do is have an idea of where you want to go. The second step is to know where you are at right now. Step 3 is to plan how to get from where you are now to where you want to be. Then you will no longer be lost in that forest. You won't be lost in life either. Knowing where you are now is very important if you want to know what you want and where you want to go in life. And now in this video, we're gonna figure out where we are right now. We will also look at our present to help us figure out how to get what we really want. If you feel like you are lost in life, tell yourself the truth. You can't fix your life until you realize it is broken. Don't pretend like everything is fine when it's not. At this point, you need to take full responsibility for your life. Accept that you have made bad choices. You need to take responsibility for not working as hard as you should have. Don't lie to yourself. You know what's making you feel lost, but you don't want to accept it. We all know that we need to work on a few things in order to stop feeling lost. Some people think they know everything, which is not true. The more sure you are that something is true, the less true it is. It should be clear that you don't have the right understanding if your life isn't where you want it to be. Ask yourself, why does your life look this way? Why are you lost? What happened? What mistakes did you make in the past on the way to feeling lost in the present moment? The first question we can look at is really simple. It has to do with work right now. What's working and what's not working. Taking a step back to look at your relationship with time will help you figure out what works and what doesn't. Sometimes it seems like nothing is going right in your life, but there are always some things that are going well and some things that are not. Let's take a closer look at both. What's working? It's very helpful to look at what's already working in your favor. Think about what's working for you. You can say, I always have time for, regardless of how busy I am. I'm pretty sure I know how long it takes me to. I find it easy to say no to. I find it easier to meet deadlines when. I'm at my happiest when I'm. You can ask yourself, what makes these things work? Are you doing some things because you enjoy them? Does it have to do with the time of the day that you choose to do them? Or does it have to do with the amount of time each one takes? What's not working? You can say, it's impossible for me to. It takes too much of my time to. My plans for are not very clear. I always underestimate how long it takes to. I procrastinate whenever I have to. Read your answers again and figure out what you can learn from them. How to actually know what you want. Whenever people try to figure out what they really want, they often make one big mistake, and that's the idea of reflected desire. Reflected desire is the idea that what we want isn't always based on our true selves or our reality. The things that we want are often shaped by what people around us want. When a friend or neighbor buys the latest brand new car, you are more likely to decide on the spot that you also want that kind of a car. If a friend gets a salary increase, you will think that you should too. People are social creatures that live in groups, so it makes sense that there will be some replication in almost everything we do. To make sure that the things we are working toward are real for us, there are a few different things we can do. What would you want if there were no limits? A lot of us don't know what we want because we don't want to think about the things we can't have. Wanting $1 million make no difference if you don't know the meaningful things you spend it on. It doesn't matter how much you want a fancy job if it doesn't fit your goals, values, and passions. What don't you want? Finding out what you don't want is another way to figure out what you do want. Making a list of the things you want to avoid is very important. Your list might include things like hate, unfairness, loneliness, and so on. Take a look at what's left after you make your list. How would your life be different if you had more good experiences? What goals can you make to stay away from things you don't want and experience? Don't give up on finding out what you want and going after your dreams. It's a long journey. Remember that your story and life are both up to you. So try to make them what you want them to be.